Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining in this very important update here on price action of Bitcoin. As we can see guys, Bitcoin is doing exactly like how we anticipated. After losing some of the key line of support, the price has started with this bearish move, and right now if you look at it, you can see it does looks like the 48,000 50,000 could be attracting us before deciding the trend duration. So before we jump into the content, before we dive deeper, I want you guys to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. And also a quick reminder, if you haven't claimed these bonuses from Bybit, Phemex and OKX, then I suggest you guys to check the video description now. So let's look at this 50 weighted moving average, because on my previous video I showed you guys, I was very clear, this 50 weighted moving average was considered as a very important line of support which we were not allowed to break, because breaking that in the past price action resulted in a very bearish move, right? And this exact scenario has repeated. I mean, price unfortunately has closed the weekly candle below the 50 weighted moving average, which could be also preparing ourselves for another continuation here to the downside. Yes guys, since the price of Bitcoin is below this 50 weighted moving average in a weekly time frame, it is considered as a bearish continuation pattern, because parallelly price of Bitcoin is also following this right angle ascending broadening formation. I mean, according to this right angle ascending broadening formation, just like I shown you in an example, you can see after losing the support around this lower trend line, you can see guys, in this example, after losing the support from this lower trend line, it resulted in a bearish move. Same thing happened here. After losing the support from this lower trend line, it resulted in a bearish move. So what I'm expecting the price of Bitcoin to do is to follow this bearish continuation around 48,000, 50,000, and after that I'm actually expecting the price of Bitcoin to find bottom. Yes guys, I personally think around 48,000, 50,000 the price of Bitcoin will find bottom, and right after that it is expected to show another continuation like this, because price right now is also following this rising trend line or Williams alligator indicator, because this is a bearish cross in Williams alligator indicator. During uptrend you will see this green line appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom. Each and every time whenever we have seen that happening, green line appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, it has resulted in a very bullish move. But when we have seen this blue line appearing at the top and green line at the bottom, it unfortunately has resulted in a very bearish move. So whenever the price of Bitcoin, you can see, has shown this bearish crossover, blue line appearing at the top, green line at the bottom, it has resulted in a bearish move. So in our case, since this is also a bearish cross in Williams alligator indicator, it does looks like the price of Bitcoin will get attracted towards this rising trend line, and only after that start with an actual impulsive move. Because in the past price action, after finding support at this rising trend line, the price of Bitcoin has turned very bullish. So if this exact scenario is going to repeat, you can see after testing the support from this rising trend line, which could again be around 48,000, 50,000, Bitcoin could be showing another continuation like this, because we are aware beside this rising trend line attracting us, beside this right angle ascending broadening wedge formation, even this rising wedge price opportunity will be attracting us, and the price opportunity from this rising wedge also sits somewhere around 48,000 to 50,000. So you can see guys, this lower trend line according to this rising wedge, according to this rising trend line, according to this right angle ascending broadening formation could be attracting us. And now if you look at this formation in a bit different way, I mean, this is also in a 4-hour time frame, just like what I showed you yesterday. I was very clear with you guys, in the medium short term, this really rally could be turning out into a fake out. So please do not get trapped in this kind of move. It might be just a temporary pullback before breaking it to the downside. And right now, if we look at this price formation, the price of Bitcoin is doing exactly like how we anticipated. So according to this bear flag as well, since we have already lost the support from this lower trend line, this here is where we could be getting attracted around 48,000, 50,000. So this trend line looks like attracting us, not just only for the medium short term, but even further up upcoming days, because right now if you look at this price action of Bitcoin in a bit different way, I mean by simply using this descending channel, this descending channel upper trend line is looked as resistance, lower trend line is looked as support. So if the price is going to follow this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of formation, you can see it shows us that 54,000 could be our support line. But even if it results in a move like this, that might be just a temporary pullback before falling here to the downside. I mean, we are expecting before this bullish continuous plays out, price could get attracted back around this 50,000, and only after that start with an actual bullish move. Because if you look at this in a smaller time frame using our leading indicator, the price of Bitcoin is clearly below the CPR trend lines, and I have been very clear with you guys since this September was a descending CPR. I told you on 1st of September that it could be a beginning of a new downtrend, because the previous month CPR was higher than the September CPR, which clearly indicated a sign of weakness. And now, according to this descending CPR for the month of September, this lower trend line could be attracting us. Yes guys, the monthly S1 line, which sits around 50,000 according to our leading indicator, could be looked as our upcoming target. But I even showed you guys, if you simply zoom out, right, the way the price of Bitcoin is reacting around this area, it might be also forming a head and shoulder formation. It might not be a perfect head and shoulder, but I just want you guys to get an image, right, what could be happening here. I mean, if the price is going to continue this bearish trend, because we have already broken below the neckline, you can see this was our neckline, which has already been broken. Now, if this here is going to result in furthermore continuation to the downside, where could the price of Bitcoin be getting attracted? The price of Bitcoin, according to this head and shoulder, could be getting attracted around this 50,000 to 48,000 range. So many confluence sitting around 50,000. So I personally think the price of Bitcoin will get attracted around this area, find bottom, and only after that follow a trend direction, just like I shown in an example. I mean, after this bearish move, after this bearish continuation, price finding bottom, right? Price finding bottom and start with an actual bullish move. So this is what I see looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a different time frame using different scenarios. If you enjoyed my work, guys, then please let's destroy that like button. Let's reach 1,000 like in this video, because video like this takes a lot of time, takes a lot of energy. So if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you like this kind of content, then please guys, please destroy that like button now. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye bye.